Well, it sounds like a lot of that stress at different times of your life was relatively out of your control. And now you're at a point in your life where there's some of that has been shed. But are there any specific tools you use or self care modalities to help dampen that?
It's hard. You're not going to do it tomorrow. It's been a 3-year evolution. The first thing that I did was to do a mental exercise. What's the worst that can happen if X comes true? And I'll give you an example. If I lose my house for whatever reason, fire, divorce, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I live in an apartment. It's going to be a nice apartment. I'm going to still have food. I'll still have clothes. I'll still have my children. I'll still have most of my friends. What's the big deal? I live in the USA, the richest country on earth. Stop complaining. I don't like whining. I don't like whiners. I don't like victims. And I think I was a victim, like a lot of people. Oh, why was this problem happening to me? It's not fair. Why are they saying these mean things? I stopped thinking that way. Instead now I just look at the long view and what's the worst that can happen. The long view helps me as well because I know that life will work out in the end, even if there's hiccups. I just lost a $160 million deal through something that was out of my control and probably, in my view, shouldn't have happened. And if it had happened 5 years ago, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost sleep. I would have been complaining about it all the time to others. You know what I said? I said, all right, so what's next? That's the mental state that I'm in these days because there's nothing that I can do about it. I did my best. We lost the $160 million deal. Now let's figure out what to do. And that's easy to say, but it's really hard to do. And it's taken years of practice to not worry about stuff and realize that life's still going to be okay, even if you have disappointments.
Do you meditate?
I struggle to meditate. I have meditated. I even went for a week-long retreat in India with Serena and in Japan. So I can meditate, but I don't do it religiously, daily. Probably 3 or 4 times a week in the morning, I put on a chant, and I do that for about 11 minutes. What's helped me the most, though, is quiet time. In my office at Harvard, I will close the door, I'll shut my eyes, and I'll be thinking about what I'm grateful for. I would think, first of all, I'm grateful that my dad's still alive. I'm grateful that he's healthy. I'm grateful that my kids are healthy. I'm grateful that my kids are speaking to me. I'm grateful that I have a loving partner who really cares about me. I go through that, and then 5 minutes later, I am a different person. And so that's my middle of the day meditation. And I try to do that as often as I can when I've got some quiet time. Probably do that a few times a day, actually, along with the meditation a few times a week.
From reading your book, I got the impression that a lot of your life you've been burning the candle at both ends, caffeinating through, pushing go, go, go. And it seems like within this last few years, you've not put the brake on, but reprioritized what matters and you're taking better care of yourself.
That's really true. Definitely. I've added years to my life by doing that. And I'm a better friend, I'm a better parent, and I'm a better partner. I'm doing a lot of reading about how to be a better human being, about what trauma, and we all have trauma from a young age, how to overcome those issues. I'm fortunate to have a partner who is also an expert in this stuff. So I know we all don't do that. But what I think the take-home message is, at some point in life, usually you realize that life is not all about achievement. It's also about being a better human being to those around you. And that's what I decided. I was going to, instead of studying philosophy and biology and history, I was going to study personal development. Tony Robbins is a friend. He's helped our relationship tremendously. Serena would agree. Serena would agree that without his help and Sage, his wife's help, we probably would not still be together. So you do need coaching. I don't know if everybody can have Tony Robbins as a coach, but there are a lot of good coaches out there if you need help for personal growth and for couples.
Well, you're in this really unique position being at Harvard, being this world leading longevity expert who, you're in Time magazine and everybody's looking at you, and it's almost like everybody's looking to you to figure out how to prolong our lives, with, I guess, the ultimate goal being to prolong that indefinitely. I can imagine that's a lot of pressure on you being in the public and feeling that.
So I have two personalities. I have a very shy side where I clam up and I talk softly. I generally talk softly. But the other part of me is when I'm on stage, I love talking. Even right now, we're not on stage, but I love talking and educating. And that's the part of me that doesn't mind the public life. Now I get recognized on the street pretty much wherever I go. I don't mind that. Thank God I'm not Brad Pitt. That would be too much, of course. But people coming up to me saying I've changed their life, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. And so I have no regrets about being in the public eye. I do know that you need a thick skin. There are, especially on social media, a lot of people who are upset, who are angry for whatever reason. And you just have to get used to it. It comes with the territory. And so one of the things I've done is I've stopped reading those negative comments. This hasn't changed my life other than made me less stressed. And I just focus on making a positive impact in the world. I don't complain about people. I don't think you've ever heard me say a bad thing about anybody. And that's just how I want to live my life. And then I've also gotten rid of a lot of the jerks in my circle. Again, Serena's female wisdom said there are a lot of people who are parasitic or, at best, pretend friends. I've lost a lot of friends over the last 3 years, but these were not real friends. They were acquaintances who were happy to associate with me and get my contacts. And the ones who are left are real, genuine people who are with me because they like who I am, not what I do.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
We're working currently on making a single chemical or a single natural molecule that you can take as a pill that would reverse the aging process. I think that what we get from fasting is turning on the body's natural defenses against aging.